while I was Daviding my Fincher, there was some news that came out that Daddy was about to hit us with a Squid Game remake. Now, this is nothing new. This is something that everybody has basically known. This is something that Netflix threw out there. And regardless of when it was said then and when it has been said now, people are not happy. People are not happy at all. And that really pains me because David Fincher is somebody that you kind of just trust as a filmmaker. I think so, at least. And I just made a David Fincher ranked video and I was talking about Squid Games, and I had a chance to talk, not necessarily talk to one of my friends, but he commented on my Facebook thing, and his word is gospel. But when I heard about it, it inspired me to make this video and talk about what I want to see from David Fincher's Squid Games. Now, there are three things, two of which I'm very serious about and I'm going to be very passionate about saying, and one that's kind of a joke, but it's not really. I just think it would be cool and probably artistically correct for what's going on. But people are not happy. If you look at some of the responses to this American remake of Squid Games from David Fincher, people are pissed. Now, David Fincher, in my opinion, I think he's probably the greatest working director. He's one of my favorite directors ever in general. He's like my third favorite director. And I feel like his name isn't necessarily as known as his films. Like when you look at something, you know, from a Tarantino or an Ari Aster or a Yorgos Lanthimos, Christopher Nolan, I feel like David Fincher's name sort of gets shrouded underneath his films' names, you know, because a lot of the films, like whenever I buy, you know, a Christopher Nolan film or a Yorgos Lanthimos film, it's like a film by, written and directed by. But most of the time with David Fincher's films, I've noticed it's usually just the title and the actors' names, and David Fincher is kind of not listed. So with that said, and the reason why I said that is I wish more people would just have trust in this process, because again, David Fincher, you're in good hands. But I do see how this could go ugly really fast, and that's why I'm here to make this video, and I'm not going to waste any more time. There are two things that I think Squid Games, the remake or the American version, can do to kind of be fucking great. Now, the first thing is, do not make it a remake. I do not think that this needs to be a remake. I seen where someone was saying that they're doing a remake because American audiences can't get in, you know, to foreign stuff. That's true, but that's completely wrong. Like, that is 100% wrong. I would put money on that being wrong. Squid Game was the most watched thing since... I can't say, but I can't say it because of this, you know, I don't want the video to get taken down. But yeah, this Squid Games is doing just fine. It does not need a remake. American audiences ate this shit up. Look, my father-in-law, who does not watch a lot of foreign stuff, like he doesn't really like to watch subtitles. He does watch dubs though, and it being dubbed, he watched Squid Games. When he told me he watched Squid Games, I was like, you watch Squid Games? Wow, that's cool. Everybody has seen Squid Games. Everybody. To the point to where it was so talked about that even when I heard of it and I saw it, I was like, yep, the hype is 100% real. This is one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Miniseries. I thought it was a miniseries at the time. But I think remaking it would just kind of be pointless. And I think it would not only, I don't think it would hurt Squid Games whatsoever. Season 2 is coming out and it's going to do fine. It's going to do great. If anything, it's just going to hurt the American version because quite frankly, why would I want to watch a remake, you know, when I can just watch the original, the one that I fell in love with? Seriously. It might be good, but that's sort of what I was saying about the more recent Strangers movie that came out, because the Strangers Chapter 1, it did not deter me away from the other two Strangers movies. It's basically kind of a remake. It's the same premise as the first Strangers film, except I like the first Strangers film a lot better. So I don't necessarily, because a lot of people that have not, I actually have heard a handful of people say they loved Strangers Chapter 1. And I guarantee you they probably hadn't seen the first Strangers film. And the reason why I didn't like Strangers Chapter 1 is I didn't think it was bad filmmaking. I didn't think it was a horrible film. It was just, you know, like you could have done something different. So as long as you do something different, I think you're safe and I think you're going to be good. I think what they should do with this, David Fincher, if he is indeed directing this, I don't know if he's just producing, but I'm pretty sure he is directing. I think you make it either a reboot, you either do an American reboot where you can still have some of the same characters, you can still have the same plot points, you can still sort of have that same story structure, but you do something different with it. Do something different with the characters. Make new characters, or sort of spice it up towards the middle. Add new games. Just do something different to where make it darker. Make it darker. I think with David Fincher, he would probably make it darker, because a lot of the darker elements of Squid Games really did entice me a lot. And when those would pop up, I would be very excited. I thought, narratively speaking, they were extremely engaging. I thought that they were kind of the fuel to the fire, and I liked it a lot. I liked it when Squid Games took a more darker turn with its scenarios. Another thing that you could do is you could just straight up just tell your own story with Squid Game. Just start all over again. Do your own Squid Game. Maybe it's an American Squid Game. Maybe it's just a complete reboot, like where this is completely separate from the Squid Game universe and it's just David Fincher's own universe. Kind of like a lot of these great adaptations out there, where when you see an adaptation, usually it has nothing to do with the book. Usually it has nothing to do, like it does try to stay, I guess, somewhat faithful to the source material. But if you look at films like Clockwork Orange, or you look at films like The Shining, which I know I've just brought up 2 Kubrick films, or you look at something like No Country for Old Men, you're going to take creative liberties with an adaptation. You just are, and why not? You probably should. And I think that there is some good to be had from that. I mean, if you look at Yorgos Lanthimos' new film Begonia, I mean, it's basically a remake of Save the Green Planet. I am very sure that it's going to have that Yorgos style all over it, and he's probably going to take some creative liberties, and it's probably going to be very Yorgosy. And that's something that David Fincher could do. So whether he decides to just do a straight up adaptation of the South Korean version and put it in his own, world, or if he decides to reboot it or do something, either way, you don't need to do a remake of the South Korean version. If you do, you are just going to hurt your product. No other way about it. The second one, and this might be a little bit controversial, but I truly think that this is the way to go about it. Do not make a TV show. Do not set this up for a season 2. Do not set this up for a season 3. Do not set this up for spin-offs. Quite frankly, don't even make it a miniseries. At the very least, at the most, make it a miniseries. But make it a film. Make it a 2.5 hour long film. It's on Netflix. Just make it a film. It needs to be a feature, because one thing that I said when I watched Squid Games was this premise would make for a fantastic film. People would eat this shit up, like Hunger Games, Maze Runner. I mean, people love this stuff. They do. They seriously do. They love this whole game show stuff. Even the Squid Games game show did good. So making it into a feature, I think people will eat it up. It's a lot shorter to digest, and also I think whenever you come out and say, hey, this is just a feature film, this is a standalone feature from David Fincher, and we are not connecting it with the show, people are more inclined to want to check it out, because when they see it, they're like, oh, great, another 8 episodes. I've got season 2. I can rewatch the first season. You see what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Especially with season 2 coming out, I hate to say it, well, with it being David Fincher, I'm going to watch it. There's no fucking doubt about it. I don't want to watch it. But if this were to come out during season 2 and it was just another show or a remake, quite frankly, I would probably, where so much time has passed, I would probably just watch the original season 1. What do you want? I'll get you some Wawa, buddy. Let Daddy finish his video. Here, what is your opinions on this David Fincher and Squid Games thing? Hang on, my son has something he would like to say. What's your opinions? What's your opinion? You can say something. Silas, what's your favorite TV show ever?
Yeah.
Yep. See, he likes Squid Games too. So that's what I'm saying. Most people that are wanting to catch up for season 2, because let's just face it, people are way more excited than a season 2 than they are a remake or even an adaptation of Squid Games. They are. And I just think making a feature and somebody seeing said feature on there, I just think it's an easier pill to swallow. I really do. I think it's a great idea, and I think David Fincher can make fuck it, I'll just go ahead and say it. Probably one of the greatest films ever made if he does it right, because I love Squid Games. Everybody else loves Squid Games. 1 billion people love Squid Games or something like that. I don't think it was that many people. I don't know. Maybe it was. Fuck if I know. And with the David Fincher perfectionism, seriously. And the third one, which this was basically just, you know, kind of like a little, like I'm being serious about it, but it's kind of stupid. Call it Squid Game. Just call it Squid Game. Don't call it anything else. You want to keep, you know, you want to keep the market there. You want to keep the audience there. Don't try to call it Fight Club 2. Squid Game. That's what it should be. I don't think it should be a subtitle of anything like Squid Game, Road to America. Like, it just should probably be called Squid Game and exist in its own universe with David Fincher's print all over it. But anyway, guys, maybe that was a hot take. I just, based off the reception, I just feel like there's just such a negative reception towards this, and I don't think there needs to be. Like, I am kind of disappointed in it. Like, I really would love for people to be more positive about this, because I think it's going to be good. Even if it's an American remake, it's going to be good, I think. With David Fincher behind it, oh yeah, it's going to be really good. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. If you guys want to check out my filmography, definitely do so. You can check out my link tree down in the description below. It would mean a lot to me. It really would if you checked out my filmography. I'm trying to get my filmography, film stuff out there. And also, if you guys are filmmakers and you want to connect, feel free to reach out. I'm always looking to meet new people. But anyway, guys, take it easy. And let me know your opinion on the whole Squid Games fiasco down in the comments below. Take it easy.